Hello everyone and welcome back. So excited to have you here for the very last video in our IELTS Writing Masterclass series. We've come a long way, haven't we? We started with understanding the question, then we crafted a fantastic introduction to set the stage. After that, we dove deep into writing those super important body paragraphs, making sure every idea was clear, well supported, and flowed perfectly. And now we're at the finish line. We're going to talk about how to write a powerful conclusion. Think of this as the grand finale of your essay. It's your last chance to really impress the examiner, to tie everything together beautifully, and to leave them with a crystal clear understanding of your argument. You know, a weak conclusion can unfortunately undo all the amazing work you did in your introduction and body paragraphs. It's like building this incredible, strong house, but then forgetting to put a proper roof on it. But on the flip side, a strong conclusion can seal the deal. It confirms your position, it reinforces your ideas, and it can really help you secure that high score you're aiming for. So today, we're going to keep it super simple, just like we did with the body paragraphs. We'll give you a straightforward two-step formula for writing a perfect conclusion every single time. It's easy to remember, and it's incredibly effective. Ready to bring it all home? Let's go!
All right, let's talk about what a great conclusion does. Just like how we said an introduction has specific jobs, a conclusion is no different. It has a clear purpose, and it's actually quite focused. In fact, a great conclusion has only two main jobs to do. That's it, two simple tasks, and you're done. First, and this is super important, it must restate your thesis. Remember your thesis statement from the introduction? That's your main opinion or your central argument. Your conclusion needs to remind the examiner of this by using different words. We call this paraphrasing. Second, it needs to summarize the main points from your body paragraphs. You know those brilliant ideas you developed, supported with examples? You just need to give a very brief recap of the key arguments you used to support your thesis. Now, here's the most important rule of all, and you absolutely must remember this. Never, ever introduce new ideas in the conclusion. Seriously, this is the biggest mistake people make. Your argument is finished by the time you get to the conclusion. This part is only for summarizing what you've already said. It's not the place to start a new discussion or bring up a brand new point you forgot to mention earlier. So, to recap, your conclusion should be short, concise, and powerful. Usually, just 2 or 3 sentences is perfectly enough. Get in, summarize clearly, and get out.
Okay, let's break down that first job, restating your thesis. The very first sentence of your conclusion is a great place to signal to the examiner that the essay is coming to an end. You can use common phrases like "in conclusion" or "to sum up." These are simple signals that tell the reader, all right, here comes the wrap-up. After that signal, your first real task is to restate your thesis. Now, remember that thesis statement you wrote in your introduction? You've already told the examiner your main opinion or position. Here in the conclusion, you need to say it again, but you absolutely must use different words. This is called paraphrasing. Why is paraphrasing so important? Well, if you just copy the exact same sentence from your introduction, it looks repetitive. It can suggest that you don't have a very wide range of vocabulary, and that's not good for your score, especially for lexical resource. This is another golden opportunity for you to show off your language skills. By using different vocabulary and a different sentence structure, you demonstrate to the examiner that you can express the same idea in multiple ways, which is a sign of strong English proficiency. Let's look at our example here. In the introduction, our thesis was, "In my view, while road maintenance is important, I completely agree that investing in railways is a more beneficial long-term strategy." Now, in the conclusion, we need to restate this idea, but differently. We could say something like, Therefore, it is clear that despite the necessity of roads, the strategic allocation of government funds towards rail transport offers superior advantages for the future. See the difference? We've used phrases like strategic allocation of government funds instead of investing, and superior advantages instead of more beneficial. We've also changed the sentence structure. It's the same core message, but it sounds fresh and shows better vocabulary. This is exactly what the examiner wants to see. All right, we've done the first job, restating our thesis. Now for the second job, summarize your main points. This is where you briefly remind the examiner of the core ideas you discussed in your body paragraphs. Now, a really important note here: you do not need to include specific examples or detailed explanations again. That was for your body paragraphs. Here, you just need to mention the key ideas, the main arguments that supported your thesis. Think back to the topic sentences of your body paragraphs. What were the main points you made in each one? You just need to combine these core ideas into a single, concise sentence. This shows the examiner that you've built a coherent and logical argument from the beginning of your essay right through to the end. It's like you're showing them the finished structure you built. Let's use our railway example again. Our first body paragraph was about how railways have significant environmental benefits. Our second body paragraph was about how railways reduce traffic congestion in cities. So, how can we combine these into one summary sentence for our conclusion? We can say something like, not only do they provide a greener alternative to cars, but they also play a crucial role in alleviating urban traffic problems. See how that works. It's a single sentence, but it covers both main points: greener alternative, environmental benefits, and alleviating traffic problems. It's efficient, it's clear, and it reinforces the main arguments of the essay. This is your second job. Done and dusted.
Now, you might have heard people talk about adding a final thought or a prediction to your conclusion. This is something that advanced students sometimes do, and it can be a nice touch, but I want to be very clear about this. It is completely optional. It is not essential for getting a high score. What is a final thought? It's basically a prediction about the future of the topic, or perhaps a recommendation based on the arguments you've made. For example, continuing our railway discussion, a final thought might be, it is recommended that governments continue to expand these networks to build more sustainable cities for the future. However, and this is a big however, you need to be very careful with this. This final thought cannot be a new argument. It absolutely must be a logical extension of what you have already discussed in your essay. If you try to introduce a new idea here, it will be penalized. You're much better off sticking to the two main jobs, restating your thesis and summarizing your points. If you're running out of time during the exam, or if you're not 100% confident that your final thought is a direct consequence of your argument, it is much safer and more effective to just stick to the two core steps. Don't risk losing points by introducing something new. Focus on doing the essentials perfectly. To make sure your conclusion is as effective as possible, it's just as important to know what not to do. Let's talk about the common traps that students fall into and how you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, introducing new ideas. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, because it's the most common and the most serious error. Your conclusion is a summary. It is not a place for a new argument, a new example, or any new information that wasn't already discussed. If you do this, you'll lose points. Mistake number 2, copying the introduction. As we discussed, paraphrasing your thesis is key. Simply copying your introduction word for word shows a limited range of language and doesn't impress the examiner. Mistake number 3, apologizing for your opinion. This is a big one. Never, ever
apologize for your viewpoint. Phrases like, "in my humble opinion," or "I may not be an expert, but," make you sound unsure and weak. You've presented your arguments logically, so be confident in your position. Your tone should be assured and academic. Mistake number 4, being too long. Your conclusion should be your shortest paragraph. It's a summary. If it's as long as or even longer than your body paragraphs, it suggests poor time management or that you don't quite understand the purpose of a conclusion. Get in, summarize effectively, and get out. Keep it tight and focused. By avoiding these common mistakes, you'll ensure your conclusion is professional, effective, and contributes positively to your overall score.
All right, let's put all of this into practice with some complete examples. This is where you can really see how it all comes together. First, let's look at our opinion essay prompt about governments spending more on railways versus roads. The prompt was, governments should spend more money on railways rather than on roads. To what extent do you agree or disagree? And remember, our body paragraphs focused on 2 main ideas. Body paragraph 1, railways are better for the environment. Body paragraph 2, railways reduce traffic congestion. Now, let's look at a model conclusion for this essay. It starts with, in conclusion, that's our signal. Then it restates the thesis. While roads are undeniably essential, I firmly believe that governments should prioritize funding for rail systems. This paraphrases the idea of agreeing with more spending on railways. And finally, it summarizes the 2 main points in one very elegant sentence. Not only do they offer a far more environmentally sustainable mode of transport, but they are also key to mitigating the chronic traffic congestion that plagues modern cities. This is absolutely perfect. It's short, it's clear, it restates the thesis, and it summarizes the main points from the body paragraphs. It's a fantastic way to finish the essay.
Let's try another type of essay. Here's a problem-solution essay about online shopping and local stores. The prompt was, the rise in popularity of online shopping has resulted in the closure of many local stores. What problems does this cause, and what solutions can be proposed? And our body paragraphs discussed. Body paragraph 1, problems. It leads to job losses and weakens community spirit. Body paragraph 2, solutions. Government subsidies and shop local campaigns can help. Now let's look at the conclusion for this essay. It starts with, to sum up, another great signal word. Then it restates the core of the problem and its consequences. The shift towards e-commerce creates significant economic and social challenges, primarily through job displacement and the erosion of community identity. This covers the problems discussed. After that, it summarizes the solutions. However, these issues can be effectively addressed through a combination of government financial support for small businesses and public campaigns that encourage local shopping. This neatly covers the solutions we proposed. This conclusion perfectly reflects the structure of the essay, bringing together the problems and solutions and providing a very satisfying end. It demonstrates a clear understanding of the essay question and how the arguments were developed.
So, to really drive this home, let's look at the perfect conclusion formula. It's incredibly simple and reliable. The formula is signal word plus paraphrased thesis plus summary of points equals perfect conclusion. So remember, 1. Start with a clear signal word like in conclusion or to sum up. 2. Restate your main argument, your thesis, using completely different words from your introduction. This is your paraphrasing job. 3. Briefly summarize the key ideas from your body paragraphs. Just mention the core arguments, no details needed. And the absolute golden rules to keep in mind. Never introduce new information. Seriously, don't do it. Keep it short and confident. Your conclusion is a summary, not a debate. Be assured in your writing. If you follow these steps, you'll be able to write a clear, confident, and effective conclusion every single time.
And with that, my friends, we have reached the end of our IELTS Writing Masterclass. You've now got all the tools you need to tackle every single part of the IELTS writing test, from understanding the questions to writing a brilliant introduction, developing those strong body paragraphs, and now bringing it all home with a powerful conclusion. Thank you so much for joining me for this entire series. It's been a pleasure guiding you. I truly hope that this masterclass has made you feel much more confident and much better prepared for your IELTS exam. Remember, practice is key, but with these techniques, you're already miles ahead. If you found this series helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up. It really supports our channel. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for more IELTS tips, strategies, and lessons. We've got lots more helpful content coming your way. Most importantly, I wish you the very best of luck with your exam. Go in there and show them what you've learned. You've got this.